Hey, what up? So now I had to switch because, it being surveillance and wiretap, the second floor, Victor Morales and his wife, Shamika, um, now want to blast music in the other location that I was just at. It's funny because you guys have them on payroll to try to piss me off, and it doesn't. I laugh at the stupidity. Like my mother says, stupid people think everybody's stupid. And not for nothing, your NPCs are failing because, one, if you're going to sit there and try to harass somebody, excuse me, you shouldn't have them follow you around and make it obvious. I do laundry, they do laundry. They go in my trash. Um, if I sit there and buy white bags with a red tie, they go and buy white bags with a red tie. If I'm wearing one of my specific jackets, then she's wearing one of her specific jackets. If I do my daughter's hair in general or do it a certain way, then she's doing her daughter's hair in general or a certain way. Even to the point now, Victor's what, in his 40s? And Karmic baby daddy Kins is 30, and it doesn't matter. But just to show you how, weird people are, Kins has a Honda. I got a truck, but Kins has a Honda. And Victor sat there, and one of his sons or whomever had a Honda. So he started driving the Honda for a couple of weeks, months, or whatever the case may be. But he was flexing like it was his shit. He just, bought it or whatever the case may be. Now, fast forward, the car's no longer around, that person's no longer around, or whatever. He's, changing wheels and stuff. And I'm sitting here like, y'all really are going that hard trying to be like somebody, even down to the detergent. I can sit there and buy poo poo caca detergent, and then they're going to get poo poo caca booyah detergent. Like the same detergent, but just, a different scent. It's weird. So I think it's funny that, you know, everything that I'm saying and everything that I'm exposing, and then you have these people who are now in the same area as me blasting music. Victor Morales, you're going to get caught. Shamika, if that really is your real name, you're going to get caught. Megan, so this is the first and the second floor people, you're going to get caught. You sat there and thought that by befriending me, that you could come in here, they probably like, oh, she's the white girl, she'll probably be cool with her, because everybody wants to use that. Oh, I think I'm uppity because I'm from the suburbs. I'm from Foxborough, Massachusetts, like where the Patriots play, where Gillette Stadium is. I'm from there. That doesn't define me, because not for nothing now, and I'm not being like that, but when I go to anybody else, until I talk and then you guys hear, oh, she's not from the hood or whatever, they look at me like, oh, that she's a hood chick or something like that. She's from the hood, until I talk, and then I say, no, I'm from Foxborough. And then they're like, oh. But then my karmic familiar unit, because I'm from Foxborough, they always went around to family. Oh, she thinks she's better than, or she's uppity, she's bougie. Oh, the main thing, she's an Oreo. She's an Oreo. She's black on the outside and white on the inside. But now when it comes to Carol Small, and disclaimer, remember, I can say people, places, things, names, whatever, because my house is illegally surveillance and wiretapped, unbeknownst to me, and I gave no consent. But you went to Newton North. You're from Boston. You're from Mattapan, but you went to Newton North and were bullying the girls in the bathroom. So make it make sense. Please make it make sense. I just need to know. I just need to know. And then Tia, Black Coalition, the one who lives right across diagonally on with the blue door. Yeah, that business that you have, it seems like it's fraud. And you were so ignorant to me the first day I moved in, but it's because you're connected to Boston, Mattapan. You don't think I didn't read your article at Bristol Community College? Baby girl, we went to the same school. We went to the same school. It's so sad that even you have all the accolades that you have, and you didn't even sit there and do the right thing with it. And you want to use that the black business as a front to make it seem you're for the people, power to the people, but you really are tearing down your own. And I read your story too. You had a child when you were very young, and I'm sorry that happened. I don't know if that was like intentional. I'm not saying that you wanted to get pregnant, but I don't know if that was, you just, being fast, or if something unfortunately happened to you. But again, hurt people don't need to hurt people. You want to come all up in my face and this and that because you're associated to Carol Small. And then you and your friend with the Benz, you getting all these grants in Fall River and stuff like that. It's because you're greasing palms too. And then you try to backtrack to stay out of it, with your CCTV cameras and stuff. And when somebody was breaking into the apartments and stuff like that, you sat there and you were like, oh, let's sit there and leave a note on the door, so it makes it seem like we're neighborly neighbors. No, we're not. You were even ignorant to my children's bus driver. So again, Carol, your hands in everything. I don't care what my mother says. Your hands in everything. Derek Small. Remember when you sat there and told me, "Oh, you're lucky you're John. You're lucky you're my brother's daughter." What does that have to do with anything? With not for nothing, I was the original Lily, and your daughter Kalila, which it is what it is. You guys gave her my nickname Lily and made it seem like she's the first one to have it. How can she be the first one to have it when I'm older than her? Make it make sense. So everything that you guys have thrown at me, I overcame it. So when we go to the hotel, I lived at the hotel. Chantel came around. She's playing in black magic and stuff like that. She had some like potion mixture thing. She wouldn't let me touch it, whatever the case may be. Then I moved to the shelter in Taunton, and I sat there and I was like, whatchamacallit? I'm sorry, I just think it's so funny that they're literally blasting the music in the area that I was last at, thinking that that was going to stop me from pulling out these videos. No. And I'm sure that in addition to Ashley and Carol, them knowing, which I definitely know Shamika knows Ashley, it's probably Chantel, because Chantel, well, probably Ashley and them too, because with the courts. Because see, what it seems like is Chantel does like them pen pals. She loves the jailbirds and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that they don't deserve love, but that's her thing. Like, she got married to a dude who was in jail or came out of jail, whatever the case may be. But Ashley, Carol, Chantel, and Sade, what they like to do is, if you have any court issues or, any legalities of whatever, they use them as bait. And it's like, okay, I'll make your court record disappear if you do this for me. And then if you don't succeed, then they use your court situations against you, which that's not fair. Again, abuse of power. Everybody is abusing their power. Lakia Small, you abused your power when it came to School on Wheels and Nevaeh, maybe, or maybe not Nevaeh. I don't really feel anything with Nevaeh, but Kia, definitely with you, because you've been a teacher or whatever. That was you and Auntie's thing. But you're a teacher out in Brockton, but you were, sorry, you're not a teacher in Brockton, but you're associated with, the School on Wheels. And the shelter that I was at, that was School on Wheels. The School on Wheels would come. And it was so crazy that you guys gave me such an issue to get a Chromebook or whatever so I could go to school and do all that. Such an issue while I was in the shelter. But then when I was about to leave the shelter, you guys just wanted to be nice to gift me a Chromebook, which you guys wiretapped that. So my phone's wiretapped and that Chromebook was wiretapped. But I'm smarter than that, so I stopped using that Chromebook. And I used other things. So I'm just trying to figure out at what point, does it stop? And Kia, when I was pregnant with my firstborn, I reached out to you saying, hey, can you help me look for apartments? Because I've never had an apartment at 23. I never had an apartment on my own. So it wasn't like I was using anybody for resources. I just did not know. And I'm one of those, if I don't know, or if it doesn't make sense, I'm going to ask somebody who I, trust their opinion enough. And not for nothing, I vibed with you, so I don't understand what's what. Ever since I was a child, you guys have just belittled me in every form or fashion. Everything. Whether it was my skin complexion, the way how I danced, the way how I ate, the clothes that I wore, or even let's talk about it with the clothes. You guys, especially Ashley, both of you guys, have nothing but tags on clothes. Buy stuff, use a purse only once. You guys would sit there and laugh at me when you guys, would donate the clothes, and then we would come over the next day and you guys would throw it up in my mother and I's face. Oh, we just had bags, 30-gallon bags of clothes, but we gave it to X, Y, and Z, or we brought it to the Salvation Army. I was still good. So what's what? And then as far as Victor and Shamika, because that thing is just really funny. When I play music, they play music. So it's like you guys are trying to cloak in my energy to get away from your karma, and you guys can't do that. See, Shamika, you can text Ashley all the time, but when your man's not here, you're petrified. You're scared. When I put those videos on, you're scared. They pick up your energy. And then when your man comes, you think that you're all big and bad and you can scare somebody, but you can't. You can't. See, all of you guys have to do this stuff behind closed doors. And let me go with Chantel and Wade. You fucked Wade, the dude who I worked at the gas station with. He went to Haiti to do some voodoo or whatever. Then he wanted to sit there and manipulate people and all that. He got the promotion, which it was going to be me, him, or Kins, and we all were cheering each other on. But Wade was just very evil. You messed around with him. You guys signed on to something. Derek comes to the gas station saying, oh, she doesn't want to deal with her uncle. She doesn't want to deal with her uncle. It's funny how all you guys play victim. Like, I don't want to deal with you guys. And look at what you guys do to me. So please make it make sense. Please make it make sense. I need to know. I need to know. Make it make sense. You guys don't make sense. You guys never made sense. You guys are scary. All of you guys. You guys need black magic, graveyard dirt, all this weird stuff to try to manipulate people. And that's how you guys have been getting away. And then Victor, Mr. Warlock, who wants to be out here in the street. Oh, y'all don't know who I am? Ask about me. You don't know who I am? Ask about me. And then the Fall River police officer, who was very ignorant. The other one was really nice. But that one who was real cool with Victor, I already know you guys are a part of the Masons. And you know how? Because when I was talking to Kins as he was coming up the stairs with my son, I made a comment about the Freemasons, sitting there saying, oh, people think that they're going to level up off of my energy with Freemasons. Shamika sits by that door every single day. Within an hour, Ahmad is calling my phone. They don't talk to me on a good day. If I sit there and complain and say, oh, I got water leaking, they don't interact with me at all. They only interact with Kins. So how is it that I make a comment about masonry and then all of a sudden now the landlord's calling me and he doesn't call me any other time? Ahmad, Akeem, nor gym management ever reaches out to me. But every time Victor Morales and Shamika had a complaint, and that's how I know, and I'm not saying all of you guys are like this, but Africans, you guys have such a negative issue with black folks in America. And you guys are the ones who are real clueless about who you guys are. And then Victor, who's Cuban, and if y'all know, and I'm not saying everybody's like that, but when it comes to Spanish people, but with the Cubans, and I can say this because in Foxborough, we were a very diverse community in the complex that I lived in, and then learning and stuff like that, Cubans think that they're better even than the Puerto Ricans. It's a complexion thing. What is up with this complexion? You think I chose to be brown skin? Beautiful Hershey chocolate? No, but I'm going to embrace it because the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. We're just in a meat suit. When we die, we give our ashes back to God if he wants to accept y'all, because some of y'all, especially y'all. So I really think it's funny that when I was younger, living on Chestnut Street, my mother and my dad got into a really bad argument. That's when they broke up. Like, cops were called, everything. And it seems like ever since then, Carol was doing magic behind the scenes. And I didn't think it then because I'm just like, oh, life is happening. But when I look back and I think back to certain things and I have flashbacks and stuff, I'm like, oh, that's what it was. People were using magic. And 1331 on the time. And if you don't know, like if you just don't know anything about that world and you just don't know, what can you do? So you guys got a good run. My mom may not believe and stuff like that, but I know what's what, and nobody can change my perspective on anything. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video, or whatever. I'm going to make another video as long as it permits me, but I'm going to go outside and record this whole strip and watch. Let's see who locks the door on me, because that's another thing. Every time I go out, they always want to send their kid, their oldest child. And not for nothing, if he was into football, you just ruin your son's chances of football. See what happens? You can't cloak in my energy. You can't stop me from getting the message out. And that's what I was going to say. As far as the pen pals, Chantel has dealt with a lot of jailbirds. So, Victor, I've seen your record in Rhode Island and stuff like that. I'm sure that Ashley and Carol had probably told you, oh, we'll make sure you're good and this and that. Freemason, Eastern Stars, this and that. Let's start our own sisterhood and brotherhood, and look at what happened. I had a truck. You kept your Acura. I sell my, well, I got, it's not even sold. I'm trying to get rid of it. And then you guys, peace, 15.